a lot of a lot of the Liberals are getting their panties in a bunch over President Trump's statements over Lardass, if old fatty Rob Reiner being killed. But they're saying President Trump said he'd Trump derangement syndrome, and Reiner for 6 years he's been mouthing off about President Trump. He pretty much wishing he was dead, calling his mega supporters crazy or stupid or hateful, and he's been pushing the Russian hoax. He says Trump was only president because of Russia. That's been proven false. And for 6 years, old fat lard ass Reiner was pushing hate against Trump, and that's 6 years against Trump. And then for 20 years, he's been pressuring his son, pressuring him to get help for his heroin or heroin. I think it was heroin. Mostly his son was. He's pushing him for pretty much 20 years to go into rehabs, the top rehabs. I guess Reiner, as we know, wasn't short of money, so he was pushing his son to go into rehab. And basically, his son was a fire, and instead of Reiner putting the fire out, he was helping fuel the fire for 20 years. And instead of helping the son, he probably after 20 years, he probably drove to his breaking point. You can't help somebody that's addicted to drugs. You can't help them quit the problem or get help. They have to be willing to take the first step. Reiner's son was basically an inferno burning out of control. Like nobody can put that out. He had to be willing to pick up the hose himself and put out the inferno. And instead of Reiner trying to put out the fire, instead of putting out the fire, for years he was throwing gasoline on the fire. And I'm sure there was probably other issues behind the scenes that we'll never know. But that had a big part in what happened.